What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Caro Emerald. And once again, we're going to jump ahead to the next release provided by Jim. Big shout out to you. I really do appreciate that you provided a number of chapters in this journey so that I had everything laid out in front of me. I did mention, of course, that there are a number of live performances in the album for The Shocking Miss Emerald. Indeed, I think it's essentially like the full album, but in live performance recordings. But we jumped ahead to go to the Quicksand EP, and then as I mentioned when I did the reaction to that song, there's an instrumental which I feel like is missing a crucial element of what makes Caro's music so great, but perhaps we can come back and react to that at some point. But ultimately, I did want to jump ahead to the next proper release that I have, which is the 2017 Emerald Island EP. So I like playing off of her stage name, at least at the time. Again, she's turned into the Jordan in more recent years, but yes, I enjoy Caro Emerald doing Emerald Island EP, and in that regard, it seems like all the tunes here are themed around, tropical islands and those types of vistas and environments. So the first track is Tahitian Skies? Yes, Tahitian Skies. So I've never been to Tahiti, but I certainly think of a classic stereotype of a tropical island environment, which is to say warm temperatures, sandy beaches, beautiful vistas, and indeed beautiful skies, and a more slower pace, casual, and mellow rhythm to life as compared to life in a big city, say New York City. So yeah, I would imagine this, at least with all other things being equal, to have a mellow island sort of vibe. Now, of course, there could be an irony to this. The Tahitian Skies could be colored by some dramatic or problematic interpersonal experience, and her songs have shown that the narratives often are emotionally nuanced, or there are multiple aspects to the story that is being told, and not always utopian in that regard. So I don't know for sure that's what we're going to hear, but of course, on the surface of it, a song like Tahitian Skies on an album, the Emerald Island, or not an album, an EP, the Emerald Island EP, it sounds like something warm and desirable, but I guess we'll find out. This is Caro Emerald, and the track is Tahitian Skies, the first tune on the Emerald Island EP 2017.
They come from all around, nobody checks a thing. Men walk mysteriously, then the ladies follow in. Take the quietest giant steps for a cruise in the morning hours. Stop and stare like they're all possessed.
What a delightful opener. And indeed, it seemed to be more complicated than you might expect had you not heard a lot of Caro's tunes. First of all, sonically, it is mellow, it is islander, but there's a bit more darkness than you might be inclined to think. A bit more mystery, and I think that relates to the lyrics. Because in one sense, it's this idyllic setting where people go to have refuge and to tell the rest of the world to wait, as I think she said, and it sounds like there is excitement and, let's say, young, attractive people looking to have intimate experiences with each other. But it sounds like she's saying that, there's these men who are here looking for something like that, and the women are kind of going along, and, maybe some of these people, there's a bit of this Jekyll and Hyde where the way they present themselves in the day is maybe not quite what they are at night, and maybe there's a danger to that. But it sounds like she's accepting of that danger and that risk, that she's saying, like, look, this is sort of this, fantasy where we just kind of tune out the rest of the world, and I want a taste of that, like, what was it, danger is divine? So it sounds like, there's this men and women, seeking these intimate and passionate experiences in this idyllic paradise, but also this idea that, there's a bit of cat and mouse, there's a bit of, like, who people tell you they are in this little paradise may not be who they really are. They may tell you what you want to hear just so they can get to an intimate level with you, and who knows what happens after that. So it sounds like she's very much open-eyed when it comes to what's transpiring here. And in that regard, it means she's aware of the dangers or the unknowns, the mystery to it all, but she's sort of embracing that, and she's accepting that it's part of why she's here, and it's not going to prevent her from maybe pursuing someone under these Tahitian skies. So, yeah, it's, again, in a way what you would think if you didn't know Caro, and it is also what you would think if you know Caro's material. So, yeah, I enjoyed the way that one played out, and admittedly, it feels like it's sort of frozen in time, meaning we don't quite know what's going to happen for the narrator during the time she's there, and I think it's more about the dynamic than about any particular outcome, though again, it's like a snapshot in time rather than a chronological story that takes place over, a week or whatever it is. So, yes, and I enjoy her vocals. They fit that mellow yet with a bit of mystery type of atmosphere that the song as a whole has, and definitely some island vibes in the sonics, though again, with a bit of a darker twist than you might otherwise expect. So, once again, shout out to Jim. I am very appreciative. Shout out to both Michaela, who's been commenting pretty much through this whole deep dive. Kim has shown up in a few cases, and I think there's been at least a few others who've checked in. So, do let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.